Tubring's been together a very long time.
Back in '92, I called up a drummer and started Tubring.
Me and Jason, the bass player, are the only original members. We kind of didn't get serious until about 5 years ago. We kind of changed our sound and changed what we were about and got serious about what we were doing and stayed on tour.
I knew Tubring from before. I was friends with him and I played in another band. I was getting off a tour with my other band, and Tubring was kind of having some problems at the time with their guitarist then, and they asked if I'd do a tour, and I said sure. It just kind of all came together.
Our kind of theme was that we wanted to keep people guessing what was going to come next. Sometimes switch genres, switch tempos, try to throw a bunch of those different changes within songs.
In the last 5 years, 4 years, we've just been out trying to get our music out to people.
Some people go a little too far with the rock star wise, with the egos and the attitudes and stuff, and we like to try and put on a good show, have fun, and if kids come up, sign autographs and all, that's really cool. It makes me feel really good. And at the same time, though, let them know, hey, we're just human beings too, you know, and just trying to have fun.
And everyone. It would be nice to be doing what we love doing and make money at it. Somewhere around doing the 200 plus shows we did last year, finishing writing and recording a CD every time we had a week and a half, 2 weeks off, and promoting it ourselves, and then trying to pay our own bills back home. So that means every time we're home for a few weeks, getting a job that we can pay the bill.
You know,
Even though we've come a long way, it's almost at that point where it's more uncertain than ever. You know, we've gotten to a point as a band that a lot of bands don't get to. I mean, we tour full time and we're actually starting to do well, and the work is actually paying off. And so I guess at that point then it's like, well, now what do we do?
It's not like we're rolling in the dough or anything. We're so horribly in debt. It's gonna be a while till we get out of it. We're actually making money now at shows and merch. It's just we're so in debt that it's kind of a while before we crawl out of that hole. You could spend a lot of money on something that you enjoy, like a material thing, or which I don't have any problem with. Like, I don't know, people save up money and spend 30 grand, 40 grand on a car. That's nice, that's cool. I spent it on a CD and going on tour. We've made friends with a lot of bands that have helped us a lot.
If you make friends with bands,
I'm feeling really bad for them right now because they have a lot of work to put all that stuff in and figure out how they're gonna load all the merch. I don't feel too bad because I already rolled up 2 boxes of it myself and ordered it all and spent the last 2 months getting it. But I still feel bad for them because it's a lot of work. I have to put together all of our pre-orders for the CD, which luckily we got a lot, which, you know, is good and bad. As in, lots of orders good, but once again I was up till 4 a.m. trying to pack them all, and now we're leaving early to go to the post office so I can mail them all. I have a big garbage bag full of them. Recently with the new albums, I don't care at all anymore. I'm not worried about labels or record companies or anything like that, or even what the fans want, which sounds bad, but you just get to a point where I think that somebody's gonna like something and then they don't, and then something I think somebody's not gonna like, they do like, and then you almost start doing music not necessarily what you want to do. The only way we could survive as a band, because we're not huge, and just keep getting our name out, is by playing all the time. So we'll do something like 200, 250 shows a year.
It's not fun. I mean, it's got its moments, obviously, playing. When it comes down to actually playing, it's a lot of fun. But the work up to that point of just driving, being uncomfortable, not sleeping well.
We don't get much promotion in many venues, so it's just people hearing us and telling friends, and then in certain places we have huge crowds just from word of mouth.
Yeah, it's funny to watch some of these real world, these kind of TV shows where bands and people are complaining about like doing a couple weeks in an RV, you know, like it's glamorous life, and here we are, you know, 6 guys in a van, you know, sleeping in the tightest of quarters, all nasty and sweaty, and you know, not eating very well.
We're all pretty different people, so the way we get along is by pretty much not talking to each other when we're on the road. When you're like that close to so many, you know, a group of people all the time, every little quirk just like stabs you in the eye, and it's really difficult to deal with. So everybody kind of deals with it in their own way, and yeah, I don't know how so many bands do it. And sometimes I feel like we're the only band in the world that argues as much as we do, but then when you talk to
then
bands,
we talk to
like,
other bands that tour like we do, and they're like, same thing. As soon as, you know, there's 5 of them together and one of them leaves, as soon as one of them leaves, the other 4 are like talking about the one that left, and we feel like, oh, it's everyone.
There's so many bands, and there's just more bands and more bands every year. Like, just imagine like a traffic jam full of like.
And it's just this
vans.
exact white van extended.
Van.
They're all
With
Ford
a trailer.
extended vans with the trailer.
And they're all bands just trying to get to their shows.
Yeah, money falls on you and contracts you too.
Contracts.
It's amazing. No, we did the math. Check it out. 250 bands are playing, about 4 people per band, which makes 1,000 music industry professionals. Those contracts away.
This is ridiculous and stupid.
Been so long since I've seen you, Mr. Where'd you get that shirt and what'd you pay for it? Though the please leave us in doubt about the way you're handling the great privilege.
This is pre-show, drinking a Diet Coke and sitting behind the venue during sound check. Because we're locked out, we can't actually get into the venue.
Hey, hold that door for just a second.
It's like first night, so everything's got to be organized. It's kind of tough too when you have enough merch set up for the next 6 months, and now I'm trying to get all that together in one day, which isn't going to happen. Now I'm trying to organize 500 shirts and 1,000 CDs and all this stuff. Someone's got to do it. It's a lot of busy work, and it'd be nice if we were somewhat ready at this point to get everything done, but we will be. It's going to take a lot of work.
This is the first night we've had our new CD on sale. So, playing a lot of new stuff, and you don't know it yet. Would you bootleg stuff? I like the bootleggers. So are there any big record labels in the audience? Damn. I had my heart set on it. We're not getting signed tonight, guys. Let's leave. Could have been worse.
You've got friends. You've got friends practicing ventriloquist. Sentences, pretenses, well, they're spoken for you.
Cincinnati is a good city. We'll see. Although Indy's usually one of our best cities, and last night was a little subpar. So we'll see. Last time we played here, it was packed. They told us it was one of the best shows they've ever had here.
Come on, this thing ain't gonna get itself up there.
Yeah, dude, upstairs and everything? Come on.
Pinball wizard.
You've got friends.
roads are building at load in as opposed to load out everything. You blew your load already, so to speak, and that's when you can have fun. And well, that's when most people can have fun. We growl and get back in the van, drive for a few hours, and sleep in the middle of a rest stop somewhere.
Someone in tub ring? I need help over here. That's a tight one, Robbie. Thanks, brother.
Okay, sounds good. What's the interview for?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little scared because there are so many other things going on today. Block party and Ozfest and a good bunch of stuff, but I think there's a couple million people in the city of Chicago, so hopefully at least part of them will make it out.
Guys, I know there was lots of really good shows tonight, and you choose to came here, which is really cool.
First tour.
Even though, you know, we would love to just keep doing the music that we're doing, kind of can't support ourselves without working day jobs too.
Everyone in the band.
I got lucky this year. I did a commercial for a computer company, and that helped me out a lot with debt, and I would get residual checks every time that played, so that was going on. I also work at a restaurant, which is stereotypical, but a perfect job for being a musician. Even though Tubbring was getting bigger and bigger, our debt was also getting bigger and bigger because we didn't like to slow down. We didn't like to stop doing things just because we didn't happen to have the money. So we kept putting out albums and our debt kept growing.
The other guys in the band just basically said, Rob and Kevin, that debt is your debt. You guys take care of it. So me and Kevin looked at each other and said, oh man, we had been on the road pretty constantly for about 3 years. We were doing about 200 shows a year. Everybody wanted to get their lives back in order. Nobody had any money. Girlfriends were mad and whatnot. So they wanted to all take some time off. Jason, the bassist, went to Montreal to be with his girlfriend. Sean went down to Florida. So we had management people saying, Tubbring's really great and all, and we really think you're talented, but you should write some poppy hit single type sounding songs and then we'll work with you. So we got some new guys and we started this band 321 Activate.
During the time off that Tubbring wasn't doing anything, as soon as we stopped and didn't do anything for about 6 or 7 months, all of a sudden we got a song on a pretty high profile video game soundtrack. MTV2 was doing a contest that we just filmed the other day doing that, so all these things were happening with Tubbring too, so we kind of kept all 3 bands going.
And MTV called us to do a show on MTV2. We had about 3 weeks notice to get a set ready to do for them, And so we asked the guys in 3, 2, and Activate to learn some Tubbering songs so that we could do it, since the actual members of Tubbering were scattered across the United States and Canada.
The show happened and it went great. The energy was there that we were used to. It's great to be on MTV and do these things, but they gave us like music missions to do, which were fun, and we had fun doing it. But at the same time, I've been working at this band so long and put so much work into it. I don't want my music judged by how many t-shirts I could trade with people on the street corner in 45 minutes. We thought for a while that Tubbering was not necessarily even done, but just way on the back burner, and it might be years before we start playing again. But recently, there's this new interest in Tubbering, and shows came about that we had to do. So once we played them, I think it kind of, I can't really speak for you, we haven't really talked about it because it's only been a couple of days, but kind of renewed interest in the band to me. I was never necessarily not into it, but if we could keep all three going, then definitely I'd like to.
If doing it yourself all the time sucks too much for you, then just stop before you even start.
In my spare time, I'm a dork. I really am. I like nerd things. I like to spend a lot of time on the internet.
I'm either eating, watching a movie, or playing a video game.
This is our clock wall. This has a lot of clocks on it. Took the batteries out of all of them, so we wouldn't have to worry about any of them. A lot of times people come here, bands too, and crash, and the ticking would kind of drive them crazy. There's Rob's room where he writes a lot of music somewhere in here. And this is my room where I sit on the computer all day. We're in a different label in Japan, and we went to like the Virgin Megastores out there, and we were in the listening stations next to Green Day and Mariah Carey. That doesn't translate to any money or anything. We get like checks from Japan every now and then for like $600. It's just nice, but seeing us next to Green Day and Mariah Carey is like, oh yeah. There's always something in the back of your head that's like, well, you know, it'd be nice to be able to do this and at the same time make a little money at it and not necessarily change your style, but still maybe have a certain like track time, like a 3.5 minute song that maybe someone can make into a single, just to, you know, so you can keep going on.
We've had a lot of like 500, 600, 800 mile nights.
The career of Tubbering in a few brief sentences. Starting off young and excited, then not doing anything for years because you're waiting for someone to do it for you, then realizing that no one will just do things for you if you don't do it yourself. So starting to do it yourself, which translates into spending lots of money, which then translates into touring a lot to make back that money, which then translates into people going, we're not making any money, so therefore we're going to leave you with this debt, which therefore translates into
Making three bands
and
to pay off your debt.
And then sitting backstage one day and doing interviews about your debt and your 3 bands, which bring us to this point. That's it in a nutshell. It's everything we've ever done.